Welcome everyone to another wonderful episode here, Jaws Podiatry. A very, very interesting case. I think a lot of people will be able to relate to this one. Something that we haven't spoken about in a while. Interdigital neuromas. Neuroma. What is a neuroma, right? You hear that term a lot. Oh, I had a neuroma, or I have a neuroma. A neuroma is essentially, in lay terms, it's an inflammation of a nerve. You know, we have nerves on our feet, specifically the common plantar digital nerves. Let's go to the whiteboard here. Let's just say, we have again just a little bit background before we go to the whiteboard. Young patient, extremely active patient, presented to our office with a lot of burning, tingling, acute pain to the left foot, times more than 1 year. It's been affecting the daily life activities. Before we made any further recommendations, MRI. A large third web space neuroma. We'll leave it at there. Right? She's got a smaller one in the second, but mostly let's just focus our efforts on the third. So in the world of neuromas, we have a very, very important ligament. It's called the deep transverse intermetatarsal ligament. And what I was explaining to the patient is that this ligament, right, that I've colored here dark blue, is what holds all of the metatarsals together, right? It keeps the foot like, in line, so to speak, right? The problem is that the patient has a neuroma, and the enlargement, the engorgement, right, is seen right in between the metatarsals. So what happens is every time that the patient either runs, walks, makes some type of a sudden movement, right, just like when you hit your funny bone, the nerve is compressed by the metatarsal heads. Now, historically, we would simply, surgically speaking, we would excise the nerve. The patient, we're only going to show the right foot, the patient had that done. As everyone can see here, this is the usual incision. And basically what we do, and I'll just go ahead and do it here, we transect the nerve here, and we excise the neuroma. That's what the patient had done on the right foot. We're not going to really talk about the post-procedural protocol. The patient was not happy with the fact that there was, because it's a sensory nerve, there was some element of numbness, and maybe, it depends on the patient, but that's what usually happens. If anyone is wondering what do we do with, the stump, we basically just embed that into a muscle belly, and that's it. But in this particular case, when you look at the x-rays, the patient, these two metatarsals are basically touching each other, which means that the nerve is like this, right? I'll do that again for everyone, like that, right? And it's and it's not happy. I'll tell you that right now. It's not happy, and the patient's not happy. So what I recommended, it's going back to this deep transverse intermetatarsal ligament, there's a little procedure. It's a minimally invasive procedure. We basically just transect that, we release that ligament. In releasing, and then I'll just go ahead and make believe this is the release. As soon as we release that ligament, this metatarsal and this metatarsal automatically splay away from each other. Okay, I'm exaggerating, right? They just boing. And in doing so, right, we'll just go ahead and move it now over here. So all of a sudden you have this space where the nerve can actually, thank you, right? Move around a little bit more. And that movement is discontinued, thus discontinuing the impingement of the nerve, thus discontinuing the pain. So we don't necessarily need to excise the whole entire nerve, right, or the portion of the nerve that is causing the problem. We basically just do this. Now, after we do that, that's procedure number 1. Procedure number 2, we infiltrate some platelet-rich plasma as well. And we're not going to talk about why. We all know what PRP does. And then we're going to also inject a little bit of ozone. A little spritz. And then we're also going to fit the patient for some custom molded orthotics. Great case. Great case. My recommendation for all individuals out there, runners, weekend warriors, people from all walks of life that are experiencing this, burning, aching, numbness. It really depends. It doesn't really matter. Just pain on the ball of the foot. Seek care, because you don't want this to become a chronic problem. There are solutions, conservative solutions in the acute, subacute stages that can take care of this problem. But we're here to help this patient, and I will definitely keep everyone afloat on this patient's progress. Great procedure, one little stitch. We do it here in our office-based surgical suite under local anesthesia. Like always, www.jospodiatry.com, Instagram, Dr. Tojam, Facebook, Jos Podiatry, and last but not least, our YouTube channel, Jos Healthcare. Like always, thank you for watching.